Hello guys, this is Yara here, and today we are going to be doing a deck review of the top 32 remote dual YCS deck profile by none other than Hakuna Maidara. So if you want to subscribe to his channel, I'm going to post a link to his channel on the description below. He actually uploaded this deck profile on his channel, so you're going to want to check it out. But I'm going to tell you what I think of his deck profiles. I had like 2 people message me about this deck profile, so kind of wanted to do a review about it. So he ended 9-1-1 after Swiss, so he got into the top 32, so that is exceptionally well for a Cyber Dragon deck. I don't even think this is an underdog at the moment. So I had a bad matchup versus Dragon Link back in the days before the ban list, but now I think with the current format, I think it does very well. Tri-Brigade usually ends on Appaloosa, so you can just contact fuse the Appaloosa, so now you just have to worry about getting rid of the Revolt. But yeah, I digress. So now let's get started with this deck profile. So right off the bat, we see the triple core and the triple hertz and the... So I believe these are what are unanimously agreed upon, that everybody runs 3 if you're going with the OTK build. So there's like no argument with this. These are the best lower Cyber Dragons, like the mini Cyber Dragons. And then he goes with the triple Cyber Dragon, and I think that's good. That means he's running machine duplication, and yeah, we can see the machine duplication right there, because a lot of the times I used to run 2 myself, but sometimes I would draw one of them, so my machine dupe would only be able to summon 1. So you get the most bang out of your buck with machine duplication if you run all 3 of them. So I can see why he's running the 3. And this is a free body on the field that you can always contact fuse. So you always want to see him go in second, at least 1 copy of him, so that you can always just contact fuse. And a lot of the time, like if you're going against Tri-Brigade, they're going to want to flip their Revolt after you special summon this Cyber Dragon to get rid of it, so you don't like contact fuse the Appaloosa. And if you have a second copy, you can just summon it after the first one gets banished. But yeah, so I can see why he's running 3. That's very good. And then this is where we differ right here. I run triple Naxter, but he runs double. And this does well with machine duplication, but I can see why he's running the second. This is not that good to open up. This is more like later in the game to like be able to special summon it either with core or with ref system from the graveyard, because you kind of want to revive like an Infinity or Nova or a Rampage with it, right? So it's not the best card to open up with. He can help you get to your Anaconda. That's why I like running 3 of them. But if you pick to do 2 or 3, then it's either works, whatever works best for you, right? Double Galaxy Soldier, yeah, this is the perfect ratio, because you can only activate the effect to add another Galaxy Soldier from the deck to your hand once per turn. So if you could do this multiple times per turn, this would be amazing, but then you might be able to recycle them, so maybe that's why they didn't do that. So I think 2 is perfect. This is an honorary Cyber Dragon card. And Jizikiru, I know I posted a deck profile of Cyber Dragons probably like a couple of weeks ago, and I had Jizikiru on my deck profile on the main, and I got some criticism from people telling me like, hey, I don't agree with the kaiju on the main. And I'm like, it's a searchable out to Dragoon, right? I even wrote on the comments, like, a lot of the people do not ash the Cyber Repair Plant, or they don't negate it with Dragoon. So this usually goes through, and then once they realize that you grabbed the kaiju, they start to regret it because you just kaiju out the Dragoon, so they kind of hate their life after that. So this is a searchable way to out Dragoon. But yeah, I'm loving this. And if you draw this against Drytron, you can easily out the Herald, so of Ultimateness. So this guy is amazing, honestly. And you can always just contact fuse him to make the fortress, so it's very good. Then we got the triple Ash. You know, whenever you don't know what hand traps to run, this is usually you can never go wrong with triple Ash, like never. So it makes sense. Plus, in today's format, it's good against Rogue, it's good against Meta, it's good all around. So then he's going with the Dragoon package. I really do like the Dragoon package on Cyber Dragons because it gives them a very good going first board, because you can very easily end on Infinity Dragoon, and usually you want to use the Verte Anaconda effect to either make Dragoon 4000 or to inhale it with your Infinity, so that way you are less prone to getting super polyed, right? So I really do like the package on Cyber Dragons for sure. Triple Cyber Emergency. This is the real Cyber Dragon card, not a Drytron card, people. I'm sorry. But yeah, a lot of people don't realize, even Hakuna Matata said on his video that a lot of people didn't realize that he was playing Cyber Dragons. A lot of people just assumed that he was playing Drytron when they saw this card. But yeah, so alright. And then the Cyber Repair Plant. It would be amazing if you didn't require to have a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard to activate this. But this is a search. You can search out all of this with this. So this is amazing. I've seen some builds running too, but like I said, if you didn't require to have a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, this card would be amazing. But yeah, I think one is perfect. Then we have the Cyber Rev system. I usually don't run this, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Like he said on the video that this makes your core a 1-card Anaconda, because you can normal summon core, search this out, go into All Mirage, then you special summon out your core from grave, and then you make Verte Anaconda. So it makes sense in that aspect. So you can, if you open up core, you can at least end on a Dragoon. So then we have triple machine duplication. I really love this card. Like whenever it resolves, you almost always win that game because you plus so much. And a lot of people just decided to cut this, and I'm like, why are you cutting this? This literally, it's an easy way to like set up your whole board, or an easy way to OTK your opponent. This card is amazing, honestly. Not even hard once per turn. So a lot of the times, I've done that multiple times where I activate machine duplication, they ash my machine duplication, I'm like, machine dupe again, and they just kind of scoop after that. And then overload fusion, a lot of the times this is gonna be your Anaconda target, especially going second, and when you know they can't stop you, you just easily OTK them with Rampage. So, and Pot of Prosperity, I too run Pot of Prosperity on my deck, like you guys have seen on my deck profiles. I think it's amazing. A lot of the times you can actually just go for the 6 banishes if you really need to look for a card, because a lot of this, you're not going to go into a lot of this stuff like on any given turn. So you can easily go for 6 to look for a card that you really need. So, and then post side deck is also good because you can dig for those cards that you really need. So then we got the droplet right here. So I believe this is a fantastic addition to the Cyber Dragon deck, because we usually have a hard time outing out the Herald of Ultimateness. Like if we don't open the Jizukiru, then we basically have to scoop at that point. So this is just amazing because you can just activate whatever, bait out the Herald Negate, then you chain your droplet, and then yeah, they're left without a Herald. So now you just have to worry about the oranges in their hand. But I believe this is amazing. It's another way to out Dragoon. So they're kind of pricey, especially if you want to go for the ultis. Have fun with that. Then we Lightning Storms, of course. These are almost on every single side deck or main deck if people own them. This card is just amazing against Tri-Brigade, against a lot of the meta decks. Double Cosmic Cyclone. Yeah, this is amazing, especially if they're gonna flip something like an Imperial Order on you, or an Anti-Spell Fragrance, or you can usually banish out the Prankit's Fusion Spell or the Schism during the standby phase. So I believe any deck requires a chainable back row removal, right? You cannot just rely on Feather Dusters and Lightning Storms. You at least need a playset of these, like chainables, either on your side or on your main. Then the triple infinite impermanence. This is an upgraded version of Effect Veiler, because your opponent cannot Called by the Graveyard. They cannot orange, so they cannot negate it with orange. So yeah, it's an upgrade. So, and we even see Infinity right here on the art. Imagine if this card was named Cyber Infinity Impermanence or something like Cyber Infinite Impermanence, and you could search it with core. That would be amazing. But I know why they didn't do that. That would be too OP. But then we have the, yeah, I love this card right here, Infinite Impermanence, especially on this deck. It's just amazing. Then we have the Cybernetic Overflow when you have to go first. This card is just amazing, doesn't banish for cost, and when it gets popped, you can add a cyber spell or trap card. So it's just amazing, honestly. So yeah, this is like on the trap variants, you run multiples of this because it's one of the most busted cards on the trap variant. But this is the OTK version, so you just run one of. So yeah, I like it a lot. 43 cards, it makes sense. I like it a lot. I really do like it a lot. Then we're gonna go with the side deck. Triple Nibiru is good against Salad, it's very good against Drytron as well, assuming they don't set up a Herald or they don't have an orange in hand pre 5 summons. So triple Droll against Drytron, against a lot of decks. Double Ghost Bell, good versus Sky Striker, and Invoke Dogmatica Shaddoll, and a lot of decks, and against Revolt as well. So then we have another copy of Cosmic Cyclone, the Feather Duster. I've seen the Feather Duster less and less often now. Before, when it first got limited, it was on almost every single side deck, but now I'm seeing it just sometimes. A lot of people just decide to go with the Lightning Storms, because this can come up in more situations, because it's not just spell and trap card removals. But Red Reboot, amazing on this deck. You can OTK so easily. Then we have the triple summon limit. So this caught me by surprise, because you don't usually see this card right on the Cyber Dragon decks. But yeah, like he on the video, he was talking about how whenever you know you're gonna go first, this card is just amazing. But he also says that it loses to triple tactic talents, assuming you end on an Infinity and a Dragoon, right? Because they bait out all your negates, they take your Dragoon with triple tactic talents, and then they pop the Infinity, and then they attack you. So it should be game from there, because you pay 2,000 to revert to Anaconda. And then we have the Imperial Order. This kind of conflicts with this deck because you see how many spells we run, but he was talking about that he uses it just to stop the opponent on their turn, and then he OTKs them the following turn, right? So a very solid side deck, very solid. Then we're gonna go with the extra deck to see if we see something spicy. Almirage, of course, the Link Spider. He was talking about that this is good versus the Nibiru token. Like whenever you get Nibiru, you just make this, and then you can special summon a normal monster from your hand. This summons 0.2, a little 4 lower. So yeah, I mean, this is mainly just good for like Nibiru basically. So let's see, because you need 2 effect monsters to make Anaconda, so you can't use a Nibiru token. Then we have the Relinquish Enema. You can take their Nibiru token and attach it to them. Sometimes the Nibiru token can be kind of hard to out, so you just summon it to a zone that this points to. Then we have the Vertex Anaconda, of course, the Seeger. And then we have the double Nova and the double Infinity. I usually just run the one Nova, but double Nova can come up a lot, right? Especially he mentioned that he was expecting to see more Invoke Dogmatica Shaddoll. So they usually run like Maximus, so this is a Maximus target right here. But then we have double Infinity, of course. This card is amazing, honestly. Like the negating effect is not once per turn, so it's just amazing. Like if you have multiple copies of this, you can have double Omni Negate. It's just amazing. Then we have the Zeus. It's kind of hard to go into Zeus and this deck because a lot of the times you usually just want to end on Infinity with some materials. Like I can see why sometimes Zeus may be better than this, but it's whatever floats your boat, honestly. And yeah, I like to run at least one Zeus nowadays too. Then we have the Dragoon, of course, double Mega Fleet. This is getting this. We might have to start using 2 as a norm nowadays, because against Sky Striker you can come up multiple times a match, because you just want to contact fuse every turn, and Ray doesn't come back from grave when you contact fuse them. And against Salamangreat is very good. Against Tri-Brigade is also good. You contact fuse the Appaloosa. So Mega Fleet has always been so good. It lost some of its power once the new Master Rule came out, because before everybody had to summon on the extra monster zone, and this was just tearing boards apart left and right. But now it's just good against like decks that rely on links a lot. Then we have the Rampage, amazing OTK function, amazing, just perfect. Once we get the Power Bond support, this is even gonna get better, because we're gonna be able to search out Power Bond and then fuse this to attack with 4200 3 times. So amazing. And then we have to wrap everything up with the Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. It's so good against boards that rely on machines, so you can just wipe out their whole board. Just an amazing card, honestly. So a lot of people used to side out against Cyber Dragons. They would just side in some Cyber Dragons and they would have this on their extra deck just to like kind of like contact fuse. Or you don't even need to side this. If you're going against a Cyber Dragon player, you just contact fuse their own monsters, like, and then you summon one of these two to your side of the field. So if Cyber Dragon gets popular, the mirror matches are gonna get brutal. Nobody wants to go first. It's honestly a brutal mirror match. But yeah, overall I really do like this deck. I really do like this deck, and like always I say you guys should check out Hakuna Maidara. He posts his amazing videos. I'm gonna post a link to his channel in the description below. But as always guys, this was Yara here, and I'll catch you next time.